Today's topic is going to be how do we create a sleep-friendly environment for ourselves? And what do I mean by sleep-friendly environment? Because my definition is going to be different than what you would find on Google. I know when I look up sleep-friendly environment on Google, I'm getting things like making sure your bedroom is cool, so the temperature of your bedroom, making sure you have a comfy bed, making sure the shades are down so that you don't have too much light coming in, and things like noise control, that kind of stuff, which they're important because all those things can keep you awake. But that's not what I want to talk about because I always talk about the three components to better sleep, which are your emotional well being, your mindset, and your behavior. How can you take each of these components and make sure that they are sleep friendly for you? That's what I want to talk about in this video. And I'll give you examples of each, but grab a pen and piece of paper and maybe write down what sleep friendly would mean to you in each of these components. For those who don't know me, my name is Carol Richard. I am the founder of the Sleep Success Academy, where we help sleep deprived individuals get the one thing they want the most, which is proper sleep. If you don't already have a copy of my free guide, just go to my website, sleepsuccessacademy.com. On the homepage, if you scroll down about halfway through, you'll see where you can put your name and email address, and that will give you a copy of my free guide into your email box. And you can unsubscribe at any time. And while you're at it, while you're on this channel, why don't you subscribe to my YouTube channel so it'll get notified when a new video is posted? And if you think this information is valuable to someone else, just please share. Let them know that you've discovered these techniques and these tools and this information that you can use to help yourself for better sleep, and maybe that will help someone else too. All right, so what do I mean by sleep-friendly environment? It's very important for us to take control would be the word I want to say, but it be responsible for ourselves and for our sleep. And a lot of times we don't even know what gets in the way of our sleep. And so if I want to break it down today by the three components to better sleep, and how can we make each component really more sleep friendly for ourselves. So the first component is our emotional well-being. And what do I mean by emotional well-being? Well, it's really the states of our nervous system, which creates all these emotions and feelings that we have, right? So if we've got anxiety, looking at why we have anxiety and what is happening inside our nervous system causing that anxiety, what do we perceive as unsafe? That is probably not true, but our body, our nervous system is picking up as a cue of unsafety. And so that's the emotional well-being that I'm talking about. So three of the things I kind of wrote down because these would be true for me to kind of start looking at what sleep friendly means for me in this component. The first one is being mindful of the amount of stress we have each day. So if I don't really control my stress, then I'm not going to be sleeping well because I'm going to be overexcited or overstressed or over anxious when I go to bed. So it's very important that in the day I just check in with myself to see how stressed am I, and is there something I could do to change that stress level. The second thing I had was to really learn about our nervous system and how the emotions of the stress can get in the way of our sleep. Education is so key because when we don't understand what actually happens inside of us that causes the stress, then we don't know how to manage it. So education, what is my nervous system? What are the three states of my nervous system? I have lots of videos on this, so start just kind of browsing my YouTube channel and just start educating yourself on your nervous system, because that is the number one reason people don't sleep, is a dysregulated nervous system. The third thing I had in my emotional well-being kind of self-friendly or sleep-friendly list was choosing to pay attention to my need for self-care. How many of us don't do self-care for ourselves because we're too busy taking care of everybody else but us? And if I want a sleep-friendly emotional state, then I need to make sure I add self-care for myself. So how are you adding self-care for yourself each day? That could be a walk, but for other people, that could be sitting down for 10 minutes by yourself. It could be anything that is supportive of your emotional state. So that's the first one. The second component is your mindset. And in your mindset, this is the three that I kind of came up with. But our mindset is very important because the minute we believe that we're not going to be able to sleep tonight, or the minute we believe that we'll always be a poor sleeper because we've always been that way, then that is what will create our reality. And as hard as it is sometimes to change our mindset, it can also be simple by acknowledging we have a mindset thing, belief getting in the way of our sleep, and then looking at them and seeing how we can make our mindset more sleep friendly. And so the three things I had written down here for myself was trusting that my sleep will come. So that's a mindset issue when I don't trust that my sleep will come. And why is that? Because, well, sleep doesn't come easily to me, belief in there. Um, Sleep is for everybody else, but not me. I'm just not wired that way. One of my favorite belief when I was not sleeping was I have no more off switch for my brain, therefore I can't sleep at night. So just really trusting that my sleep will come has been a big mindset shift change for me that makes it more sleep friendly in my mindset. The next one was around creating awareness around the language we use when talking about our sleep. So huge. People don't hear themselves. I never heard myself when I complained a lot about sleep. So just really create an awareness for you of the language that you're choosing and how can you start shifting that language to be more sleep friendly. And the third thing in this mindset category was to look at our identity belief. Really, do I identify as a poor sleeper or do I identify as a good sleeper? There's a YouTube video on that. Just search that title, you'll find it. And my husband, he identifies as a good sleeper. He puts his head on the pillow and he's asleep. I was just recently talking with a friend of mine who got the shingles. And she said, but I'm so lucky I've been able to sleep even with all this pain. And I said, well, there's her identity belief that she's a good sleeper because even with the pain of shingles, which would keep most people awake, she believes that she'll sleep through anything. Therefore, she's still sleeping. And she's like, how lucky am I that I'm still sleeping, even with the shingles? Well, that's a mindset shift in there for her. Like she really strongly believes that she'll sleep no matter what. Therefore, she's sleeping. So, how can you look at the language you're using to really start trusting your sleep and changing that identity belief? That's the mindset component. And the last place that we're going to look at how can we make this a sleep friendly environment for ourselves is in the behaviors. And some of the behaviors that are important for me that make my sleep more sleep friendly is having a consistent sleep schedule, even on the weekends. I kid you not. My friends, they know 9, 9:30, 10 is late for me. The odd time that I go past that, I don't feel well the next day. So I'm like right back to my consistent sleep schedule because my body then knows exactly when it's going to go to sleep and it knows when it's going to wake up. And I feel better and I don't feel like I'm missing out on things because I'm choosing to put things in my day as opposed to in my night. That's a mindset shift. That's also a behavioral shift for me. But I'm just going to ask you if you wanted to make your environment, your behaviors more sleep friendly, what would it need for you to do? And would it be creating a consistent sleep schedule for you? The second thing on my list was to prioritize my sleep. I prioritize my sleep over anything. That's also because I do this work. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that I always did because I didn't, but now that I realize how important it is and how much more successful and happy and just joyful I can be in the world, I really prioritize my sleep because it's part of life. We need sleep in order to function well. And so how can you prioritize your sleep? I don't cut my sleep short. I don't stay up later just so that I can have more, I don't know, a few more drinks or a few more laughs. Yes, I want those, but I just manage to do it earlier in my day. And I prioritize my sleep by making sure that the next one that comes in here is setting boundaries that are supportive to my sleep. And what do I mean by setting boundaries? I turn my phone off at 8. Most people that are in my immediate circle know that if they need anything from me, it's before 8 p.m. because after 8 p.m., my phone is off. It goes on silent. I don't really look at social media or answer emails after 7, maybe. Might do social media after 7, but not after 8. But my computer is usually off. 6, 7 is my limit. And I know by doing these behaviors, it really creates a sleep-friendly environment for me in my behaviors. And one that I haven't listed here, but I'm going to add is my coffee. That this is a behavior that I watch very carefully because I am sensitive to caffeine. Look at the belief in there. I am sensitive to caffeine. And I really am careful with when I drink my coffee. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this. So I am enjoying a nice cup of coffee, but that will be my last of the day because I want to make sure that my body doesn't have too much caffeine in my brain before bed. So I hope this gives you a different way to look at what I mean by sleep-friendly environment, because it really is not just our bed in our bedroom that creates that sleep-friendly space for us. It really is looking at our emotional well-being, our mindset, and our behaviors. As always, if you need to reach me or you have any questions, you can leave a comment below this video, or you can reach me at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com. I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you think it could help someone, just please share. The more we are in this community that are willing to do what it takes to get better sleep, the more of us that we're going to have a joyful life. So that's it for today.